What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Super Otaku Show. As always, I am Bear, joined by my Roman half, Aaron. How you doing?
Doing great, feeling great. If you hear a weird sound, it's probably my puppy chewing on her new toy. So ignore that.
All right, then. And, of course, we are joined by the ever-elusive Shooting Star Sheriff himself. How you doing, Sharif?
Hey, you already know the vibes. I'm back. I'm back doing the thing. Back on the show. It's great. It's great to be here. So I'm ready.
I was barred from asking. Oh, I'm sorry. I was barred from asking how Sharif was doing before stream. I want everybody to know that because it makes good content.
But yeah,
so really, Sharif,
as you guys can see. I've been good, man. I've been good. If you can see behind me that I finished my Wing Zero, at least the build of it. It's chilling in the background back there. So that's a nice thing. I will send you guys like pictures, like up close pictures. But yeah, I finished at least the straight build on it, so that's fun. I've been playing a lot of Metroid Dread. So I've been playing that this weekend. I mean, oh man, I've been up to so much. I mean, man, I've really just been chilling. I've been working as usual, but like they changed my schedule around, so now I work in the afternoons, which is fine. I get to sleep in the morning, so that's always a nice thing. So I get the mornings to myself. But no, life's been good. Just been chilling, hanging out, doing the thing, doing stuff.
I'm just glad I have my chair
and obviously
again.
watching anime.
That's the only thing I want to bring to everyone's attention is I have a chair, a real, actual chair once more. No longer am I sitting in like a foldable college kid chair. That's it.
Yeah, but that ruins the whole vibe, really, of the poor man stream. So from now on, you're only allowed to stream in foldable chairs.
No. Oh man. Also, Twitch sucks. Dude. So the reason we were kind of late, we weren't terribly late, but for the last 10 minutes, I have been struggle bussing with trying to figure out how to like make the stream go live after they just reset everything after Twitch lost everybody's info. And I basically had to brute force it and just hope it would work. I'd be like, I don't know, man. OBS, take us live and let's hope for the best, and that's what did it. So anyway, I'm salty at Twitch. I'm gonna blame them for this. Anyway, what have you guys been watching? What have you guys been doing this week? Have you guys been watching anything, playing anything? I know you said Metroid Dread, but
been slacking.
As far as anime, I've been watching a few things. I did watch all 12 episodes of Eden Zero on Netflix, so I did peruse through all of that. I watched all of I watched the rest of the Shaman King reboot. Watching season 2, watching the new season of Baki on Netflix as well. That's been good because I loved the first season of Baki. So watching that, enjoying that, and I just watched today. I just watched the first episode of Blue Period. So that's also been something that I've been dipping my toes in. It's about this guy who's kind of like just coasting through life, and he like gets into art. So he wants to like try and like get into art and like do something meaningful with his life. I don't know. Maybe the creative in me just like was naturally just like I'll find this interesting. But yeah, so it's actually coming out weekly on Netflix for those of you who have Netflix and want to watch Blue Period. I think it's a new episode every Friday. I think, but it's a weekly. They're dropping them weekly, which I wish they would do that with other series, but like Netflix is going crazy. And obviously, I'm gonna go ahead and say it because everyone else has watched it at this point. Squid Game. So I've watched. Squid
I haven't
Game,
seen all of it.
I haven't seen a single episode.
Okay, I won't spoil it.
Okay, it's very good. Nina and I are gonna definitely watch more episodes after the show tonight. We watched the first 2 episodes. Really good though. Strong performances, visually pretty fun and impressive. For a TV show, especially a Korean TV show. The plot is just I love every like people with no media analysis skills are just like, it's just Parasite. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, there were other Korean films before Parasite, guys.
Memories
Plenty
of a
of
Murder.
plenty of anti-capitalist Korean films before Parasite. Also by Bong Joon-ho. So, like, I don't know. It's really annoying seeing all the articles that it's like, Parasite started a trend. I was like, I hate this. I hate this so much. But Squid Games is fun. I love Squid Games.
Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely a fun series. So I enjoyed it. But yeah, that's everything I've been watching. I've been busy, I guess.
I'm being grumpy contrarian, Scott, and I'm like, no, I will not watch this until nobody cares anymore.
I mean, that'll be quick. You know how media cycles
Oh yeah,
are.
it'll be next month.
Yeah, next month. Nobody will care about Squid Games.
There you go.
Also, I don't, like, how many episodes is it, Sharif? Do you know?
9.
9 episodes? Oh yeah.
9.
I'm gonna blow through this. Yeah.
Oh. You said you've been slacking though, Aaron? You haven't been watching much this week? You're too busy being personal trained?
Yes, that's true. I'm too tired to do anything else.
That's why you gotta go watch Baki and just like be like, this is what I'm trying to be.
I watched the trailer for the new season of Baki and I'm like, the show has managed to get stupider.
Yeah. And it's not
I'm gonna
done
get
yet.
I'm gonna get strong enough to beat up a dinosaur. I'm like, Baki, you'll never actually be able to test that. The other one you could test, where what did he say? His dad could like kill a lion or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm
Aaron,
gonna trade till I
go
can
watch
beat a
the
dinosaur.
first episode after this, just the first one, and you will see how ridiculous it gets.
It was always ridiculous, but it is really funny. It's entertaining at the least. I mean, I feel like I'm just kind of accumulating things to watch because we have to watch the stuff for our review, which we were initially gonna do this week, but we put off till next week
Which
until
is good,
all 4 members
that's where
are here.
I'm slacking. I have not watched any of them. I was gonna binge them all last night, and then Taylor was like, "I can't make it," and I was like, "Well, I'll do it this week."
Yeah, a lot of the stuff I've just kind of because it was coming out like weekly, I ran out of episodes to watch, and then I just forgot to go back to them now that there's more episodes. Like Sunny Boy was like that, where I watched all the episodes of Sunny Boy that were available, and then I completely forgot to keep watching. Because it's funny, because like each episode ends kind of in ambiguous spots that you could take to be the end of the show. Like there's at least 3 points like that where you're like, is this the end of the show? That would be a really weird ending. But no, it keeps going and it keeps building. So I'm excited to get back into it. But the other ones I haven't watched much of. I think I watched 2 episodes of maybe 2 of the other shows we were supposed to watch. But nothing this week that I can think of. I'm really I'm pressed for ideas. I'm pressed for ideas of what I watched. Except Squid Game.
Yeah, I just got into Mushoku Tensei or whatever it is, Jobless Reincarnation. It's another isekai, of course, but it's another one that I'm like, it's funny because there are so many isekais, right? Like we talked about that on the show before, that there are literally like 800 of them a season now. It's ridiculous. I think there were like 30 of them or something that came out last year alone. It was something really wild like that. But there are gems. There are diamonds in the rough. And this one's really neat because this guy is this like total like neat, sad, fat man in his like mid-30s. He dies and he gets reincarnated and he ends up as a baby. And it's fun because you're like watching him grow up, and it's much more about like him navigating the weirdness between like, I'm a super smart, I'm a super smart baby because I'm actually a 34-year-old man, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on with me and why I like know all this, and then realizing, oh, I'm in a weird magic world. I could learn magic. Let's go do these things, and it's him like solving problems, and I know it's like a crutch in media, but I love internal monologues and stuff like that. I do. I have always found that fun. I like to like know what the character is thinking. Maybe it's because I like comic books and that's predominantly how American comics let you know, like, exposition. But I really like that. So yeah, I recommend that one. I'm like halfway through the first season. I watched 6 episodes in one night, and I was like, this is great. I was like, I'm gonna watch 2 episodes and go to bed, and then I was like, I'm gonna watch more episodes until I pass out. So
yeah, I feel you on that.
yeah, I've got that one, and then Baki, of course. I sat down the moment it came out, and I watched the whole thing because I love Baki.
Okay, I haven't finished it yet. I'm only a few episodes in, but you know.
Yeah, for what
I can only take so much in one sitting. I can't. I tried that with the last season, and I was like, this is so much. It's just so much.
I adore it. I love every second of the nonsense. Though, like, to be fair, I read most of the Baki manga in college. And the only, like, Baki stuff I haven't read is, like, the arcs that happen, like, 3 arcs after where the anime is. And I've been wanting to watch an animated ever since, as it looks so much nicer in animation. Also, shout out, Aaron hasn't gotten to experience this, but Sharif, you have. No CG this season. They got rid of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got rid of it. I was like, what? I was expecting it. I was like going in like, okay, it's gonna. I was like, this is gonna be more of the same. Mm-hmm. But pleasantly surprised. They went completely like, well, not traditional. Probably, you know, just like, you know, they went more traditional animation. So I was like, oh, this is cool, nice.
Yeah, and
awesome.
Speaking of Baki, as we jump into the news, this was the last piece of news that I found while looking around the internet for cool anime news this week. And this thing is ridiculous. Baki's 30th anniversary is coming up, which is awesome. Like, it is a series that's been going for 30 years. That ridiculous shenanigan of a series. Twitch notified you for things late. I know, Rick. Twitch doesn't want anyone to know anything's live ever. But as part of this, as the people running the expedition, the staff, are kickstarting $20,000 to build an actual full-size underground arena gallery that will imitate the Tokyo Dome arena from the series. And apparently they want it to contain, like, remnants of past battles, including bones and teeth of previous fighters. And I just cannot wait to see, like, images of this come out if it does happen. Could you imagine, like, you're going to an art gallery and you just step into the fucking sandpit arena from Baki?
Yeah, that no. No.
I mean, I kind of can. I kind of can imagine that. I went to the Austin Museum of Art, and there was this giant exhibition that was made up of, like, bone, and it was like, oh, okay.
That's weird.
So kinda. Is Baki that popular that they think they could, like, get enough money?
Kinda.
I mean, it's been going on for a while, but, like, does it have a large fan base?
It has, like, I think a solid and dedicated fan base. Like, I think it's been a, like, solid mid-tier, like, beloved series for its entire run. Like, it's never been, like, the tops, but it's always been really enjoyed. Like, its animes always get adaptations into the West and everything. So, I mean, and on Netflix, it's doing really well. Like, it always ends up in Netflix's top 10 when a new season drops.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the new season of Baki is currently still in the top 10. I think.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. You guys probably have already talked about it, but have you guys heard about there's 3, like, Gundam series coming out? I know you guys would expect me to know that, but there's 3.
No, I didn't know there were 3.
Well,
the only one I know of is the one for the mobile game, but it's more build divers type stuff.
Yes, Yeah, so there is the Battlelog series. There is so the Battlelog series is more of like the the gunpla fighting, and then there's also going to be a Gundam. There's a Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam Witch from Mercury, which doesn't have a release date yet, but I think it's going to be a new series in the new main timeline. There's going to be a new Gundam The Origin film, which is the Amuro
Oh.
Ray
Mhm.
and Shars and Noble. It's gonna. I don't know if they're gonna do. I don't know if this one's gonna be based on the. I don't know if this is gonna be based on the alternate timeline or if this is gonna be just it's a new film.
Mhm.
With Char and all those guys, all the classic guys. So
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to that. And then the third one is a 9-part Iron Blooded Orphans new series. So it's a new series
Nice.
in the Iron Blooded Orphans line, which is great because like that Iron Blooded Orphans, for what it's worth, reinvigorated Gundam. Well, I would say it reinvigorated Gundam in the West for a lot of people. I don't know about overseas, but I think a lot of people in the West took the Iron Blooded Orphans really well.
Mhm.
So there's going to be a 9-part spin-off anime based in that universe, which is cool because I wanted something in like that Calamity War type of era anyway. Because there's still so much lore there that they can explore. So all three of those are lined up for Gundam plus Battlelog. So I guess you could say four.
Yeah.
So Gundam's been super busy.
I actually have a little bit of Gundam news myself here. We got a lot of video game news this week, actually, to go with our topic of the show. But Gundam Battle Operation Code Fairy was announced. It's so if anybody doesn't know, the battle operations are free to play, like 6v6, kind of like arena arcade fighter Gundam games. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't know if you played them at all, Sharif.
No, I've played like Gundam Versus where it's like the 2v2 setup, like battle game.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, I've played
similar
those.
style, but it's like a bigger arena and it's a little cheaper because it's free to play. But they have a new one coming out. We will get more info on October 19th. But they only like hint for it is a teaser trailer they dropped at Comic Con, with just this like red pink haired like anime girl in the what looked to be kind of like Xenon military fatigues driving a truck, and it's called Code Fairy. So I'm very intrigued. I want to know if this is going to be another battle operations game, like it's going to be more multiplayer. Are they going to do something like a single player campaign stint, or what?
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I didn't know about that.
Continuing with some Comic Con news, the Dragon Ball Super superhero trailer dropped. Did both of you guys get to check this out, or either of you get to watch the super trailer? Aaron's fired.
I don't
I
even
did.
know I don't even know what a Dragon Ball Super is. I'm just kidding. I kind of know what's going on, but barely. What will
Yeah,
they fight
I
next?
saw the new trailer.
What are your thoughts? How are you feeling
I
about
think
this?
I think the biggest thing, and I mean, well, first off, I do like that they're still kind of keeping like like the I forget his name, the Shinitani, like the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie art style,
Yeah.
where things are a little more simplistic, but at the same time, like with the whole 3 renders, it's crazy because it looks like they've done the thing that's kind of becoming more popular now, where I feel it's being rendered in 3D, but I feel like they're still hand drawing over the frames. That's becoming a real more popular thing. Like, like it was like in the Paperman Disney short, and like it became way more prevalent, I think, in Into the Spider Verse, where you're drawing on top of those rendered frames. It looks like that's what they're doing with Dragon Ball Super, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. It's striking. It is different. Hopefully the action will be good because that was like the only thing with the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie is like when the CG, like I was like, oh, it went CG. I was like, ah.
The CG
So
moment
now
is
that the whole
cheesy.
movie's kind of yeah, it's a little cheese, yeah. but it
I
looks like the budget is a lot higher, so hopefully it's good.
anybody going to
Oh
see?
wait, and
Speaking
there's
of,
obviously a time. Oh,
no, go ahead.
no, finish, Aaron. Finish your thought.
Oh,
Okay, I was gonna say obviously there's a time jump in the superhero movie.
Yep.
Because Pan is older. That's all I wanted
Yeah,
to say.
that's what I was gonna
That's
say.
all
Like, because
wanted to
I think
say.
Aaron's about to take us off DBZ. So, I was gonna say that I like the way the story components look. I'm intrigued. Like, it feels very old school Toriyama with it being like cheesy superhero, potentially like Great Saiyaman type stuff. Older Pan, gonna prove the legend that she is gonna be the strongest. Um, and yeah, I don't love the CG because like 98% of Broly was one of some of the most beautiful animation I've ever seen. And it's just a little bit of a letdown coming from that like really monumental high of how good some of those fight scenes, like the scene of just Goku when he's limbering up and he's like jumping around as Super Saiyan God and getting ready to go in on Broly, is so fluid and nice looking. And now we're gonna have CG, and that's
Yeah.
it's always rougher because it's just a different animation, and we're not used to seeing anime in it. So there's like a jump. But that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Aaron, what do you got?
I was gonna ask, are you guys gonna go see the? Speaking of anime movies, are you going to see the My Hero Academia movie that is coming out currently? And follow-up question to that: is anybody excited? Anybody here excited, with the exception of Scott? Is anybody here excited for Demon Slayer season 2?
We talked about this last.
Yeah. Yes. I'm excited for both. Both things I am excited for. Is the My Hero movie is coming out on the 16th. That's on a Friday, right, or something like that. If I can't see it that Friday, I'm definitely gonna see it opening weekend.
I know tickets are up on
it was the
Alamo.
If Aaron takes me,
So
I'll see it.
Um,
Am I gonna have to buy you tickets to Alamo? Are you a sad boy?
Yeah, I don't get
oh,
paid.
it comes out. It's this Saturday.
You know what my first paycheck is. I started work yesterday.
We have to pretend that none of that is known to our audience. We're strangers, basically. We're friends, but we're strangers, so that the audience can feel as though they're in on our personal lives. It's all about strategy.
It's this Saturday, so yeah, I'm definitely. If I don't see it Saturday, I'll probably see if I can catch it, maybe like an early showing of this Sunday morning, or obviously before the podcast. So, we'll see. Maybe I'll definitely try and go check it out because man, the My Hero movies just they do really well in the West, but My Hero as a series has done really well in the West. So like, it's gonna. I don't know. It's gonna be, it's gonna be interesting to see how this movie will fare as far as box office compared to when Demon Slayer, when the Demon Slayer movie came out. So I'm interested to see the numbers.
Probably not nearly as much, but it'll probably do well, like well enough.
Yeah, I think it'll.
I don't know. I feel like the Demon Slayer movie was kind of a unicorn in that respect.
Right.
And it's I did see the trailer for the latest Demon Slayer season where they reveal what they're, because you mentioned last time that they're going to do the Mugen Train arc sprinkled in with some other scenes, but it seems like it's not going to be necessarily that. It's going to focus on the flame forget what they're called, the like the top slayers.
Pillar?
No, not the pillars, those are the demons. The slayers themselves.
Oh yeah,
they're top ranks. It's gonna focus on the flame one because he's doing some background stuff before the Mugen Train arc begins. So I think the small part of the first half of the season is gonna focus on that, and then the rest will be the district section, which looks great. It looks absolutely stunning. So I'm excited.
I swear I'll finish season 1 of Demon Slayer one day.
Yeah. I like how bizarre the top people for the Slayers are. They're all just, as most ensemble animes are, they're very unique and interesting. But what I find fascinating about them is that they're all connected by trauma, because they've all had experience with demons and they've seen some shit, but they're all so wildly different in their approach to it. I really want to know more about the guy that's always fucking crying. There's a character who in every shot has tears rolling down his face. That's his thing. He's just crying constantly.
What?
But not like
crying.
not like Deku crying. It's just tears rolling down his face.
That's fun. Anyway, moving into other fun news. Chainsaw Man wins the Best Manga Award at the Harvey Awards this year, which is pretty cool. Harvey Awards, if anybody doesn't know, is a pretty big organization that does rewards for comic books and things in like that medium. And on top of that, they inducted the artist into their Hall of Fame, which is a newer institution they've had. So it's very cool. I'm glad to see Chainsaw Man getting some more kudos. It's cool seeing some more manga get like pumped up, especially because it's a good, solid, short-run series. It's only like 100-something chapters. And it was really tight and really neat. Anime's coming out sometime next year.
Yeah, Mappa.
Okay.
Next up is that. Mm-hmm. You go ahead, Sharif. What you got?
You're good. You're good.
All right, I was just gonna say.
You're good.
We gotta figure out why there's such a delay between the two of us, because there's like a solid 30-second delay before either of us hears each other. I don't know why. Damn you, internet.
Oh, well, I was going to say that, did you also hear about, because of the Demon Slayer film, it looks like there might be a boost to income in the anime industry because of the success of the movie?
That's a fortuitous turn of events. That's nice. That's good to see some change.
That would be cool.
It's good things. So I got just two more pieces of news left here on my list. One is that the Shenmue Anime, the much maligned video game series, is coming next year, and it actually looks pretty, at least based on the trailer. I'm kind of surprised. It's the director who did season 2 of One Punch Man. So, I mean, it looks nice.
Okay.
I was kind of surprised that this came out of nowhere, because the third game definitely was not well received after a massively hyped Kickstarter campaign. So,
yeah. I only know about Shenmue because of Super Eye Patch Wolf, and him posting about the anime.
You should watch Donkey's video.
Oh no!
It's far superior. And I never talk bad about Eye Patch Wolf, but Donkey's is better right now. Just that one. And finally, one of the video games I've been playing a ton, I don't know if Sharif has checked this out yet, but Tales of Arise is getting some Sword Art Online DLC. It's a big one, too. I thought it was just a skin, and it is not. It is a full, like, $16 DLC. It gives you a special boss fight against Asuna and Kirito. You get costumes for 3 of the characters, which, if you don't know, costumes in that game also give you additional skill trees and attacks. It comes with Kirito's weapons are acquirable in the game, and a unique Mystic Art, which is a special super ability in the game. You normally only get 1 per character, but you get a new one that has this crazy wombo combo attack between Kirito, Asuna, and our protagonist man. So, yeah, it's just a weird, neat crossover, and I guess goes to show you that SAO sells.
I guess so. I didn't think it was still.
I guess so.
I didn't think it was still relevant.
I can never find anybody who like openly says they like SAO after season like 1. At most.
Well,
like,
obviously.
Like I like season 1. I tried to watch Gun Gale and I did not like it. And I haven't tried anything else after that. But they keep making video games and they sell and they keep putting them in other things. So I guess people love some SAO still. I don't know.
They're like, hey, do you like SAO season 2? And they're like, no, as they like tuck away their new DVDs of SAO season 2. I know, no, this is a horrible season.
They slide it into the trench coat pocket.
That's who would sell SAO DVDs, is a guy in a trench coat. That's the only way you get SAO DVDs.
Anyway, unless you guys have other pieces of news, we're gonna move into our topic of the show. This week we're talking about anime and video games, and the very tight history they have together. So if anybody doesn't know, anime video games have been a thing since the Nintendo, or potentially beforehand. Like, I know, like, Dragon Ball Z and stuff had games on the NES that got really bad American adaptations. But I guess, like, where I always like to start is, what is the, like, earliest, like, anime video game you guys remember, like, seeing or playing? Like, do you guys have one that's, like, your go-to in your brain? You're like, I remember this one a lot.
This is a slight spoiler, but it's funny because I was just talking about this in one of my videos that I was recording. I was like, guys, y'all don't understand how scarce anime games were, like, growing up, because honestly, if it wasn't Dragon Ball, if it wasn't like a Dragon Ball game, which that was like the most popular, well, still most popular IP, but as far as like video games back then, it was just like you were playing Budokai Tenkaichi, and that's how you were getting your fix of anime games. But you know, it's crazy, man, to see how far they've come. And like, I mean, we have the Demon Slayer game coming out this Friday as well. Coming out this week. So, I mean, which that's gonna sell a lot because, you know, it's Demon Slayers. But man, yeah, it's crazy. As far as earliest memory, man, it's probably, for me, it's probably gonna be like Dragon Ball Z maybe Budokai 2 or Budokai 3. Man, yeah.
I always forget
one of those.
You guys are, I think, both a year younger than me, right? I know Sharif definitely is.
I don't think I am.
Yeah.
I think I'm like a few months, maybe.
Yeah. Because like, it's funny how, like, that little bit of difference makes the change in the game. Because, like, while this is not the anime game I remember most, but like, out of the, like, I played Budokai starting in the first one. Just because me and my brother loved Dragon Ball Z. But the first game that I remember playing that was anime is Ultimate Battle 22, which is a very, if I recall, it's one of the mediocre PS1 DBZ games. There are 3 of them. No, a GT Final Bout is the really bad one. That's the one that actually got released here, I believe. Ultimate Battle 22 is a good one. But I remember playing that. But the game that sticks out to me the most, weirdly enough, for as much as I am like a giant fucking DBZ nerd, and that is like my hill I will die on as being like one of the greatest shonen of all time. I'm like, no, it's the GOAT. Is Naruto Ninja Storm. Did you guys play those?
See, that is actually
I remember that.
First, I think that's the first anime video game I actually ever played. My first recollection of an anime video game would probably be DBZ because people would play that around me. And I wasn't into Dragon Ball Z, so I never got into the game, but like people seemed like they were having a lot of fun with it. The worlds were big and open, and it looked kind of cool. But the first ever game that I had any tangible interaction with was probably Naruto Ninja Storm, and I found it kind of fun as a fighting game. I was bad at it, but it was interesting nonetheless. I thought the mechanics were pretty satisfying, and like, it was just cool that you could just do the shit like the jutsus, like a substitution jutsu, like to avoid an attack. That was kind of satisfying. You just turn to a log and then you pop up somewhere else. It's like, oh, that's tight. But I would say that there are probably earlier memories of me playing anime video games that I did not know were anime video games, but it was only because they were demos at Japanese toy stores. So I'm pretty sure I played a Gundam game at some point, not understanding what was happening, or the demo to a Gundam game, not understanding what was happening at all in the game, just whacking the shit out of other Gundams. That's all I remember.
I don't know what it was called, but me and my brother had a PlayStation 1 Gundam 2D fighting game, like Street Fighter style fighting game
Oh wow.
that we played so much. I believe my main was Death Scythe in that game. Because it was Gundam Wing. We played so much of it. That game was dope. If anybody knows what it is, let me know, because that is one of those games. Like it's one of the many games lost from childhood that I am always searching for. Like, I will find you again one day and re-add you to my collection.
Oh yeah, that sounds sounds awesome. I was gonna say, question for you guys, because I feel like this is a thing that I've noticed, and like on my channel too. Like, I play a lot of anime games, so it's funny because I'm playing I'm playing the Dot Hack GU collection, playing like I said, I'm gonna play Demon Slayer when it comes out at the end of this week. And, I've played the Naruto Ninja Storms and stuff. But like, there's always this stigma around anime games that you have to be a fan of the anime to get into the game. Like, I was actually just talking to Taylor about this. Taylor said he might be in the chat in spirit, so hopefully hear me. But he was telling me, like, especially I was with One Piece. We all know One Piece is super long, and I was like, you can play a One Piece game without knowing anything about One Piece. I was like, the perfect games for that is I told them Unlimited World Red, because it's a completely original story. You know what One Piece, you are aware of what One Piece is, so it's like you have enough information to go into that. But as far as like, and I feel like anime games now have been, they're so much more diverse than what they used to be. Like, remember when every anime fighter was an arena fighter? That's the stigma that everyone like used to throw at it. But we have so many different types of anime styled games. Like, outside of like the Dragon Ball Fighters, Guilty Gear has always had like an anime-esque style.
And then Demon Slayer's coming out as an arena fighter on Friday. Which, like,
Exactly.
I wholeheartedly thought was a single player like action game at first, because the first trailer they showed was God, who is making it again? It's the same guys that made Ultimate Ninja Storm. What is that company called?
Yeah, CyberConnect 2, CC2.
CyberConnect. So CyberConnect showed them doing one of like the boss fights that they do in the story mode. Was the first trailer I saw, and I was like, oh, this looks a little weak for like a single player game, especially considering what Demon Slayer is, but cool. Like, I like single player games, maybe I'll give it a try. And then I found out like months later that it was an arena fighter. I was like, oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So, but like, also we've got things like Scarlet Nexus. Like, it's gotten to the point where like developers are now pushing like their own like anime-esque styled IPs, like Scarlet Nexus that did hugely successful. Tales of Arise, which all the Tales games have been heavily anime inspired. Like, and Tales of Arise did like over 1 million copies. Like you just mentioned. We have that huge collab with Sword Art Online, which is honestly probably a good play, because so many people, like, when that Sword Art boom happened, so many people got into anime after Sword Art. Mm-hmm. So like it to me, it feels like it was just the right call, and it's cool. It's a cool like anime collab for an anime style game. But like, man, dude, it's funny because like I remember like back in the day where it was just like you had a Dragon Ball game and the one Yu Yu Hakusho game on PS2 that everyone just seemed to forget.
I have it. It is actually sitting like 5 feet away from me right now. It's not even a joke. It's the Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament fighting game for the PS2. I do in fact own that.
I think.
Yeah, but like
I feel like that's normal though, right? Like, this is coming from just somebody who hasn't had a huge experience with video games as a whole, but I always remembered the video games that were just based on a movie or a TV show just always being horrible, right? Mm-hmm. And there's kind of a stigma that develops around that, and that's natural because it's just very clear that they're just trying to capitalize off of a show's popularity and they're putting out some bullshit. And that doesn't. I'm not saying that anime games are like that. There's a lot that really hold their own in terms of their own personal style and their mechanics. Like I said, the The Naruto Ninja Storm games have some genuinely fun mechanics built into a fighting style game that I hadn't experienced before that. But they, as video games, they don't really stand up to their original properties, contemporaries, because they just feel like they were slapped together based on what was currently available in the anime. And that's a big problem I have with anime video games as a whole, is that there's so many of them because they're releasing them so quickly to quickly capitalize on whatever point the show is at right now. So the Demon Slayer video game, I mean, how much material is that really going to have? There's not even going to be that many characters to play with.
I was actually gonna say people are actually outraged right now, and I guess we could talk about it too. I mean, what you guys' thoughts are on it, but people are actually upset that the roster for the Demon Slayer video game is really low. It's basically all the characters from season one, like all the like main, you know, all pretty much all the characters you were introduced to, except for like the top Demon Slayers.
Right, because you don't know anything about
and
them.
there's like yeah, exactly. And then like two skins for like there's like a skin for Tanjiro, a skin for like all the main characters. There's like an extra skin for Nezuko, but they're all separate fighters. They're just wearing a different skin. So people are upset that it's basically like a 12 character roster, and people are like, what is this? And I'm just like, guys, there's only season one of material available. Like, what do you want?
Yeah. And this is a problem, right? Like for all anime games, they're kind of all like that, right? Where even if you have a show where a large cast of characters is introduced relatively quickly, you know, there's only so much material you can do with it because you're assuming that your audience is going into this having seen the anime and not read the manga, if the manga is way ahead. And so even from a story perspective, like really how much story are you going to get to tell? Are you even going to get to tell a complete story? Or is this just going to be a fighting game with characters you know and love? And in which case, why didn't you just make this like a Smash game? Which does bring us to one of the funnier ones is that anime Super Smash Bros, where it's just every anime character versus every anime character.
I've been trying to look up the like original Naruto Ninja Storm game, and I can not find any info on it. What was it? Was it called something different?
Maybe.
It was just called
No, it was Naruto Ultimate Ninja. Yeah, it was Ultimate Ninja is the original game, and Ninja Storm. Okay, now I you guys continue. I'm doing some research for something.
No, you're good, but like it's funny because like I feel like man, as a guy who's played anime games, it's really hard to say like, oh, you should play this game and be like, oh, you know, oh, it's an anime game, and like the first like and I can understand it's like the first question for a lot of people is like, do I need any context from the show to play this? And it's really hit and miss for a lot of people. Like I can tell somebody like, hey, if you want a good adventure RPG game, play the One Piece Unlimited World games, which 2 of them are on the Wii, so that you would have to emulate, sadly. But but Unlimited World Red is really good.
Mm-hmm. The Muso games, man. Play One Piece Pirate Warriors.
Pirate Warriors, and that's cool if you want like an abridged version of just like of the whole One Piece story. It's cool. It's cool for that, and I even said that in my video too. Like and like when I did my series on that as well. Yeah. Shameless plug, I guess.
Pirate Warriors 3, because me and you played Pirate Warriors 1 and 2 together. And then 3 came out. And 3 is neat because 3 runs all the way up to the time skip. Like pretty much every like arc, and even some of the little ones, it does all of them, and it's very good. And then 4 is awesome because 4 is predominantly the post time skip, up to their own like made up version of the Kaido fight.
Yeah, which I always kind of like that kind of stuff, like to see like how the game's gonna handle it versus it's still obviously the Wano arc is still happening in the manga or in the anime as well. So like see how that plays out. But I really do. It really is hit or miss because like there are games like okay, like when I played the Fairy Tail game on Switch, it starts off past the time skip. So if you like Fairy Tail but you have not gotten to the time skip yet, it's either a chock full of spoilers, or if you really just don't care, it's like whatever, So it's really hit and miss with some games.
That's also a game that's weird,
but for
right?
the
Because
most
that's a
part-
game that it was made way past its prime. Like Fairy Tail, even the final season was already like 2.5 years gone when that came out.
Yeah,
Like Eden Zero's anime had just been announced when that game was coming out. Like the like spiritual successor series to Fairy Tail was coming out, and yet they made a Fairy Tail game. It was a very odd choice to do that one. I wonder what the idea was behind it.
yeah, it was weird. It was definitely a weird one, but I think there is a lot of
What you got, Aaron?
Scott looked like he had something.
I do.
important,
I
but-
did some research real quick. Just some ideas popped into my head. I was curious about this. So the original Naruto Ultimate Ninja, not Ninja Storm. Ultimate Ninja is the one I meant earlier on PS2. Was also made by CyberConnect. All of the Ultimate Ninja and Ninja Storm games are CyberConnect. They also, their first game had only 12 characters. With the North American release, I think having 14 because we got 2 bonus characters in Demon Sasuke and Nine-Tailed Naruto. But the second game had 32. So I'm wondering if we're gonna get kind of some history repeating stuff going on with this first entry in Demon Slayer. Granted, it's gonna have DLC.
Yeah.
They've already announced. It's a bit of news I skipped, but they already announced the first free update with 2 DLC characters.
So I think that does what with current technology, I kind of really wish they would take their time to develop the basic mechanics. So they could do what Smash Bros does, right? Where they the mechanics are straightforward and you can build on them with different characters, right? And that if you're gonna do these anime games instead of constantly releasing new ones, this would be a cool new way to implement that. Is to have one really solidly built game with the correct mechanics in it, and then just patch in new characters and the updated storylines and things like that. That would be cool.
So the eternal vanguard of the leading the charge into anime video games is of course DBZ, and both of the current Dragon Ball Z fighting games are platforms. Fighters just got its last DLC just late last year, right? Or early this year?
yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
And that game came out 4 years ago because it came out in 2017. And then Ultimate Tenkaichi, what do you call it? Xenoverse 2 came out even before that. It came out in 2016, and that game still is getting DLC. They just keep adding more events for the players to come in and play, and more things, and they've just added some really simple, not really predatory monetization to it. There's a couple mini games and some special items you can buy if you want to, but you can earn all that currency in game over time. And the game is 5 years old and 4 years old respectively. They can do it. What you just said is a thing that has been proven twice. Granted, it's with one of the biggest IPs in the world.
But it's all these games are so simple. In terms of what they are, they hardly ever update in terms of their graphics. The graphics are usually fine for even some of the older games. And again, that's something that could be updated. It's not like it can't. So I just feel like that would be the way to go moving forward. Now, obviously, there are some bars to that concept, such as, wanting to make more money. They would be losing out on a ton of money if they offered those for free. I'm sure they don't. I'm sure you have to buy DLCs for these games currently. But yeah, so my utopian idea of like having one solidly built game that you just update constantly, it might not be the best.
Well, but I think
method
that's
to
the
make
thing
money.
is both of these games. Granted, they charge for their DLC, but they both remain very profitable for how many years?
I was gonna say, man, I mean, Dragon Ball Fighters is still at Evo, and they still had their recent update changed so like they've changed up the mechanics. Because a lot of people were thinking we were gonna get a Fighters 2. But they just kept up, like Arcs just kept updating Fighters, and with that newest update, it's almost like a lot of people will tell you it's almost like a completely brand new game. So it really just depends on like what the game is and like the popularity of it. Like I said, we're talking about Dragon Ball, so it's like it's the biggest household name here. So, but like as far as Demon Slayer goes, Demon Slayer is on its way, especially like Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia. Like they've had season, like they're gonna have like, well, My Hero Once Justice has season passes, but everyone does something a little bit different with their fighters. It's just funny because like I was telling people how much I liked Dragon Ball Z Kakarot in the past year. Like I like fighters, I really do, but I'm not really good at fighting games. Like I'm okay. I can play a few characters. I can do a few, B&Bs, but outside of that, I'm done. But I really
Sharif
like
is an
adventure
average
type
fighting game player. Me and Aaron are not good. Like if I played against Sharif right now, he'd stomp me.
Oh no. I trained in the Japanese arcades on Street Fighter, learning them combos. I was grinding on those those arcade machines. Nina and I, like,
Yeah,
when we first started dating, Nina and I would go into an arcade constantly and just play Street Fighter, until she got upset that I kept winning.
Oh, that's a fun little story.
Surprised Nina hasn't come in here to murder me.
guys.
Now, you know what? I'm gonna have to get. Now I need to get the Demon Slayer game so I can make Aaron come play it with me.
Oh no.
I believe I have two PS5 controllers. I'll use the busted one.
I will play Fortnite and Smash with you. Those are the two games.
No, you're gonna play Demon Slayer with me.
Oh, I mean, speaking of Fortnite, and this is still just rumors, but like there is a rumor that they will be doing anime skins at some point in the near future.
Yeah, Naruto from Shippuden has been like the running one that keeps coming up.
Which would be super dope. I think that would be cool.
I will call him Gatruto.
It would only be for gross monetization, but whatever.
I'll buy it.
But it would be fun to see a bunch of just Naruto running around with a rifle.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because didn't Ninjala have a Demon Slayer collab recently?
They did.
From Ninjala, they did.
Yeah. So over the summer, the game Ninjala that I randomly get into had a full Demon Slayer crossover where you can get Demon Slayer skins and weapons and all this stuff. Like you can get like the full suits of like 3 or 4 of the characters. Including like whatever his main guy's name is, and the boar guy, and the cool captain guy. They all have names, like, right? Okay.
Yeah, they have names.
Making
I don't
sure.
remember the names, but they have names.
It's like Hera. It's gonna drive me crazy what they're called too.
I don't even know the main character's name.
Tanjiro.
Okay, I keep wanting to say Sanshiro, but that's an Akira Kurosawa movie that's really good.
So we spent a lot of time. It's funny because we spent a lot of time talking about mostly shonen anime video games, but I assume because it's both what you're most familiar with. But I feel like there's also a larger variety out there of, like, isn't there like anime dating sim games and like RPG, turn-based RPG games for animes?
So that's the interesting thing, is that a lot of dating sims that get very popular, a lot of not even David, just visual novels that get popular. Steins Gate, Fate's Day, things like that. Danganronpa get anime adaptations because they become so popular. In fact, like Fate's Day is, I think, the best example where there are multiple Fate's Day animes that I don't believe have any visual novel tied to them. It's just using the extended lore, and then like the main Fate's series are all just different pathways that you can take in the visual novel. It's like the different romance options or something is what each one is. So yeah, that's a huge cross section. Also, I'm trying to remember one of the YouTubers I like has an entire video about Sailor Moon games, and a lot of them are just like Bubble Bobble clones and Tetris clones. That was the thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's probably a ton of anime Tetris games out there, like because you could map Tetris onto anything. It's funny because we kind of ignored one of the largest, and I guess the definition we're using is video games that are based on anime properties. But I feel like we would be doing a disservice if we didn't mention Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pokemon is still a big anime. Like, it has just as much of an anime fandom as it does the game fandom.
New Pokemon movie came out
And
this
there's
week,
a
by
lot
the
of
way. I didn't watch it yet, but it's out.
Oh yeah, that's true. That did come out. Yeah, no, I mean, dude, Pokemon is Pokemon. I mean, that's so Pokemon is the largest multimedia platform. In the world, I think, but I forgot. But
Gotta be up there.
And then like the new Pokemon, I know it's up there, and a lot, and like I'm not gonna lie, like I watched the anime, played the games, and I was just like, I'm gonna be better than Ash. I'm gonna get my badges, and I'm gonna beat the Elite Four. It's funny because you laugh. It's funny because I laugh at myself too. Because like even when I play the new game, like when I play the newer games or whatever, I'm just like there's still that 10-year-old in me that's like I'm still a better trainer than Ash. like there's still like so it's always my driving factor in getting like the next Pokemon game. Well, even though the next games are gonna be wildly different.
We got Diamond and Pearl next month, and then we got Legends in February. And dude, I can't wait.
Well, and then we have the Dota Pokemon game.
Yeah, MOBA Cat Ball. It's my favorite. I love Unite.
So yeah,
Unite.
like there's Pokemon is
Nobody should play Unite. It just wants to drain you of money. Don't play it.
Yeah, no.
I'm probably gonna go play more after I'm done, but don't play it.
Yeah, he would. Scott will. But yeah,
Scott will be homeless.
It is a very gross monetization platform that is designed specifically for children. That's what kind of makes it a little worse, right? Mm-hmm. Like we always talk about monetization in video games, but Pokemon as a franchise is specifically aimed at little kids. They're colorful and you love them, and they're cuddly little monster friends. They are for children.
I like this.
And this is and you have to remember, just like Fortnite, and I also don't like Fortnite for this, but like part of the reason that so many children play those games is because they're free. Their parents don't need to set up permissions for them to get the game itself. Mm-hmm. Like they don't have to get their parents' credit card for that. But they can get it for other little things.
Yeah. And
I was gonna my next thought is I was gonna ask, like, I guess I have two questions kind of intermingling in my brain. One is like, do you guys have any like favorite anime games like ever? They're the like ones that like you're just like, I love this game, like good, bad, or otherwise, because like it doesn't have to be a good game, like just ones that you really want to talk about.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. Does it have to be an IP game or just anime style?
IP game. We'll stick with IP for this time around. Because if not, then I'll have to talk about every Tales game ever.
Yeah.
I was going okay.
Tales of Arise looks better than the new Dragon Ball Z movie. Like, a game is dumb pretty.
It is. Ooh, that is gonna be super hard. That's super. Oh, I was also gonna say we can't do a disservice to the TCG fans out here because we have Yu-Gi-Oh. We have the Yu-Gi-Oh video games. Not gonna lie, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh video game was the Yu-Gi-Oh GX Duel Academy game on the Game Boy Advance. I love that game.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
much-
GX like 2009 or something, right? Like that game is a very good Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Yeah, I used to love it. You actually got to rise throughout the ranks and start like as a Slifer and become a Ron and become an Obelisk. It was cool. And shout out to Vanguard Zero, which I've gotten back into because I want to play when the G update comes out because I want to play G so bad.
If I can get a PS2 and like the cable hookup, I will at some point stream Duelist of the Rose because I have that game and it's not at all Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, Aaron, so Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelists of the Roses is an alternate like history look at what the War of the Roses, you know, with Henry Tudor with the Tudors, if they were Yugi and Kaiba and it was fought with duel monsters. That it's a real video game. I own it.
I'm glad they're not doing more of stuff like that. Could you imagine how like weird it would get? It'd be like, this is an alternate history where like Kaiba's a Nazi and Yugi's the like allies.
Yeah, it's weird.
I got a good question as a follow up to the one Scott asked. What's an anime video game that you think stands on its own as a video game? Like, if you put it next to good video games, would any of them stand with, you know, some of the stuff that's really enjoyable to play?
Before I answer that, Kate Kun says, as an Englishman, he's happy to see my country's history being used to sell children's card games.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
Hey, it's a teenager card game, guy. Come on.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to say if it's a favorite IP game, I'm gonna be super old school. I'm probably gonna say Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku. That's probably I remember having that game play forever.
You mean
If I
Legacy
had
of Goku 2, right?
Legacy of Goku 2.
Okay, I'm just
that
saving
was
you
good.
from the internet ridicule, so nobody makes fun of you for liking the first
Oh,
one. We don't talk about
oh
that.
yeah, the first one was yeah, Legacy of Goku 2. I don't know, man. I had that game put so many hours into that game as a kid, and I feel like I could still play it even today. But to answer Aaron's question, an anime video game that I think that holds up as a really good game. I'm gonna get flack for this, annoying, but the Kill If game, it's an amazing arena fighter. Like there's actually like fighting mechanic. There's actual traditional fighting game mechanics in that arena fighter. Well, here's the thing. Now that whole game is slept on. The whole game is slept on. But the way the game plays and like the way how you can counter stuff in that game, it's almost like it's a really in-depth arena fighter. It was just everyone was mad because there was only like 10 characters. There's only like 6 fighters in total. But it's a really good game. It does hold up as a really good fighter. It's just slept on.
Weird. I only played the demo and I didn't enjoy the feel of that. So like as far as like favorite IPs, like I have a fuck ton. Like I love I love the One Piece Pirate Warrior games. I adore the like old Budokai Tenkaichi games. Those are some of my favorites ever. I'm one of the few people I think that are constantly banging the drum for a Xenoverse 3. Because I think a lot of fans that are like the most hardcore are super happy with 2, which is going on ad infinitum, but I want a new one. Like full story, I want to make a new guy. I want to go from beginning and like grind it out and everything. I miss that feel, but I'm gonna take the easy win on what is a great like game, like ignoring its IP completely, and that's Fighters. Fighters is an Evo, like, and it's like a top competitor game at Evo, or like it was its first like couple years. Like, it's Made by why did I just forget the company that makes that game? They make BlazBlue and Guilty Gear.
Arxis.
Like they make some of the best 2D fighting games on the planet. Like the animations are so smooth. Everything in that game looks beautiful. It was one of the first to like really pioneer that little hub world system that a lot of fighting games are starting to use nowadays. Like it's kind of just great across the board. And then outside of that, I would actually say like if you are for specifically in its like genre, the Gundam the Gundam Muso games may be some of the best like Muso games ever made. Specifically, like the third one is immensely fun. There's so much content, so many like unique Gundams and stuff. Like it is top tier.
Cool. I don't have either. I don't...
Well, I'm out.
I got nothing. Favorite is the only one I've played, I guess. The Naruto.
I'm dead serious. At some point, I'm gonna buy Demon Slayer and we're gonna play. You know what? You know what? I should make Aaron come play with me, and we'll do it like here on stream. Is me and him should co-op play through the Ultimate Ninja Storm games because I have the trilogy. Aaron plays Ultimate Ninja Storm.
I have to relive all the memories. Oh god.
But
I don't even know who I would try it. Like, I'm sorry. Do you have to main somebody in those games? Like you play as one character through it, or do you have to play as like other characters?
All right, I'm gonna break it down for you. Here, a little known secret about anime fighting games. There is no balance. Your character...
Yeah, no, I got that.
Everything's broken.
Yeah.
Just cheat.
Okay, so I just wanted to know, do I have to, like, be one specific character through the story mode, or do you, like, just play as whoever?
So Ultimate Ninja Storm is weird in, like, different ones use different things. So the first... Correct me if I'm wrong, Sharif, but the first two you mostly play as Naruto, and you basically just run through the base game. 3 and 4, they changed up the style, and you play whoever's there for that fight.
Yeah. I think, for the most part, I think you're right.
3 added the weird boss fights that, like, Demon Slayer still has, right? Yeah, so you mostly play as Naruto, but you play as other characters as well. They also have really big rosters, like, in those games. Like, they have, like, 70-something characters in Ultimate Ninja 4.
It just feels like, I know this is gonna sound weird, but I feel like Naruto would work so much better as a turn-based RPG, specifically because of the ninjutsu system, like how that works, like how there are certain abilities that are better than other abilities, and each character can acquire a certain unique set of skills, much like Pokemon. I don't know. I feel like it would work just like Pokemon.
Gotta catch all my ninjas.
Gotta catch them all. You play as a Orochimaru, attempting to get every ninjutsu ability.
Oh my god! I was gonna say I still want a My Hero Xenoverse game, but we're all dreaming here. We're dreaming now.
Yeah, like
I think My Hero would work really well in an RPG type of setting.
I agree. I think My Hero, because you would make your own hero and then play through the adventure. That would be very neat. I'd be into that. I think that would be a better idea. Though I don't like what they've done for the actual, like, My Hero Arena Fighters. I don't like the way they feel. That's my big thing. I grew up loving these Arena Fighters, but I don't think they feel good most of the time nowadays, in my opinion. Like, I didn't like the way either My Hero played. I didn't like the way One Punch Man looked. I didn't get to test it, but it just looked not good.
One Punch Man, the game nobody wants.
Yep.
That game was so bad.
Like, contrary to Sharif, I did not like the demo. I only played the demo, of course, but the demo of Kill la Kill did not feel good to me. And I never, even like Fighters, which Fighters is fantastic, like fighting game. Like it's not an arena fighter; it's a regular like 2D fighter. I didn't get into it because I'm not into that kind of fighting game. I like arcadey fighters.
Yeah.
And we haven't had anything that's like that in a long time. That's why there is part of me that is looking forward to Demon Slayer. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up anytime in the near future, but if it gets good reviews, if it's like as good as the Ultimate Ninja games, which Ultimate Ninja 4 is the last one that I really loved in that sphere. Because Xenoverse is an arena fighter, but it's like also different. It's got like big open world zones, and yeah, it's an odd game. So I don't know. I'm hoping they're bringing back the glory, though it is Demon Slayer, and because I'm that guy, I'm gonna forever.
I just wish there was a little more. I know there is variety, but I wish there was more effort put into some of the variety. For example, a game that I always really liked was the Star Wars Lego series, because it had unique mechanics. It retold the story, but it did it in its own way, which was fun.
I want Lego Hunter Hunter, the saddest Lego game you've ever played.
You know they would make it silly as hell.
I want it.
But like, I could see them doing something like that and it being successful. Maybe just to think, maybe it just requires a little more thinking outside the box than is they're willing to do for games that, let's be honest, it's really just a quick cash grab. Like, they know they got a crossover between anime fans and video game players, and they know what they got to do to capitalize on that. It doesn't mean that the people making the games don't have any passion for the projects themselves, but it probably is a mad dash to get some of these games out.
That used to be the issue with Dragon Ball Z games, is that like I don't have any like substantial evidence on this, but the rumor always was that DBZ games, Bandai Namco had to make one a year or they lost the license, which is why you would sometimes get like, you would get a lot of the shovelware that's on mobile, and you would just get absolute garbage one year and then something really good the next. It's because like one game would just be like, here, take it, and the other game would be like, we took our time and made this cool thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, but I guess to follow up on Aaron's statement, I feel like in recent years the quality of anime games have gotten a lot better, and I'm gonna say, and I feel like it's been since the My Hero boom, the Attack on Titan boom, the Sword Art Online boom. I feel like since those booms, I feel like the quality of the games are better. I mean, like, I have One's Justice 2. I've only put a handful of hours into it. I don't play it. I really don't play it anymore. But like, I mean, but now we've got games like Dragon Ball FighterZ, which it was made by a fighting game studio. You know, you got games like the Ninja Storm series. Then you got an open world RPG from CyberConnect 2, and now they're doing a Demon Slayer game. And those are high quality. Like, for me, those are high quality games, especially Ninja Storm 4, because Ninja Storm 4, people still debate to this day whether if they like the anime version of the Naruto and Sasuke fight, the final fight, or the Ninja Storm 4 version of the fight. Because we got the 4 fight before the anime fight. Mm-hmm. People still debate which fight they like more. Yeah.
That's so wild.
When Storm 4 came out, when Storm 4 came out, it was the ending of the Naruto show before the anime got to the ending. Mm-hmm. I think the anime was like only like a few weeks out. It was like it wasn't that far away from the ending.
Yeah, they were like lining them up to be in the same like window.
That's funny.
Yeah. But people still debate which fight they like more, the fight in Storm 4 or the fight in the anime. They're both great, but people...
Now I want to see the Storm 4 one.
But the quality...
I have Storm 4, Aaron. You can come over and play it anytime.
So I really feel like it really just depends on the developer, but I feel like we had like the biggest one, I guess the biggest two elephants in the room was Jump Force and the One Punch Man game. Those games were terrible, and people were vocal about it. I was like, these aren't even good anime games. These were just bad. They were just bad games.
I was so sad.
Take the anime niche out of it.
Yeah, like Jump Force made me so sad. I picked it up on sale and I still felt I overpaid. Like I paid like $15 for it, and I was just sad. I was like, this is not good, especially because they tried to take the Xenoverse format where it's like a hub world and you customize your character and you customize them with the abilities from all the other different characters to make your own kind of unique dude. And the animation style was weird from the get-go, right? But then there's just like, it's just not fun. Like, you earn things super slowly. There's not enough to like, they can't keep giving you cool things because there's just not a lot there. So they have to drag it out forever. It was not a fun time.
They can't keep getting away.
Yeah. I think
you get Sharif, and then I have one last question.
Okay, I was just gonna say just for like, you know, just to follow up what Aaron said. I do. There are a lot of bad anime games. They're out there. But I do feel like in recent years, I feel like the quality has bumped up, and I feel like it's really because the fans have been very vocal about not just wanting a good anime game, but just having a good game in general. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, because honestly, for a lot of people, it's just another avenue to get into something. Like, you know, somebody might, I mean, I don't know how, but somebody may have never heard of Demon Slayer, picks up the Demon Slayer video game, and they're like, boom, I'm a Demon Slayer fan, or, you know, or whatever. So, like, I feel like the community has been more vocal about wanting better quality games. And, like, you know, you have, you know, and they're out there now, so, you know.
I can't go throughout this entire video game topic without giving a shout out to another Cyber Connect game, the Digimon Cyber Sleuth game, first one, top tier. If you guys play it though, play it on Switch or Steam so that you can get the whole roster of all the Digimon, because that's what the second game did, is they added more Digimon, and that was fun. The rest of that game you can forget about it. But anyway, as always, my kind of like last question that I want to know is like, if you guys could take any IP in this franchise and any genre and make your own game, what would you do? Like, what would it be? Because I have one. I got a weird one.
I'm gonna let Aaron go first.
Mine would be something stupid as hell. I would take like an anime with a huge roster of characters, and it would be a dating sim, where like each of their qualities gave them unique like stats of like gaining other like characters' affection and stuff like that. It would be a very strange dating game. Cause like, who does? All right, we talked about this in the shipping episode, but who doesn't love shipping their favorite characters in animes? It's like a huge part of the fandom is shipping characters with each other. Aaron, so now you get the opportunity to do it.
No, you get like you do like a brand, like a Shonen Jump or something, and it's a multi-game OTP simulator. You're a matchmaker. It's still a dating, but you're a matchmaker, and you have to get two characters to connect and fall in love.
Oh, that sounds difficult and weird. Or if the other thing I would do is, or I could do like a Sims version of a bunch of slice of life animes. Mm-hmm. That would be kind of fun.
I can feel that. Sharif, you got anything? Anything cooking yet?
I want a Fire Emblem Three Houses version of like you got the one house of shonen and you got the one house of shoujo. I don't know what the third house would be. I'm just like kind of spitballing off the top of my head.
So are you doing like another cross cross IP game, like multiple IPs coming together?
I would like something. I would definitely like something maybe in like the because crossover fighters, I feel like that's kind of like a thing like that. Like we get that now, especially like, you know, with Smash and stuff like that. But I I would love to see like a strategy. Like I would love to see like kind of like a big strategy like crossover type game with like a whole bunch of different anime
Project
characters.
Cross
That'd be
Zone
cool.
style.
Strategy games are probably a good route to go for anime games. Like those I think those would function really well.
Yeah, well, ironically, this is actually what I wanted to make. So here's my pitch. That time I got reincarnated as a slime, with the game split between a Sims-like base building game, like like an XCOM type deal or something, where you're making your town, your trade networks, and all that stuff. And then the combat part would be a strategy game, like a Fire Emblem tactical RPG. Because I think that would be good. Because like there's cool fights in like that time I got reincarnated as a slime, but I think it'd be more fun to be able to do like the big war battles that they do.
I could see it being like Stardew Valley style, just like with like mini like fight scenes, like kind of like a different play style for the fights.
Exactly. Where like something like that, where you're like in the normal game, you're like a Stardew Valley like version of Rimuru, and you're hopping around as your little slime boy, and you're building your town, you're making friends, you're like naming people. You would actually get to name characters, so you would be like, no, your name is this, and they would transform, and all these like fun little things, and it'd be mostly like it'd be like half, like I said, like town builder sim game. And everything would be done for you to like prep up until you got into these conflicts, and then you would have to go deal with that too. And I think that'd be a neat one.
Ooh, so kind of like yeah.
No, I was gonna go off on a different one. Go ahead, Sharif.
No, I was just gonna say like that kind of remind like the Kingdom Builder and like Ni no Kuni 2, but then like that's like half the gameplay, and then like I could see that, and then like the other game, you could like have like side quests to like recruit more people into like your that'd be cool. That'd be dope for reincarnated as a slime. Actually, I just got excited about that. I got really excited about that. That's so dope. It'd be cool.
I'm surprised none of us went with the open world concept.
I think it's because maybe we've been burned by open world in anime, because like the only ones we've really seen are like Kakarot and One Piece World Seeker, and I didn't play World Seeker, but it looked bad.
I didn't play it either.
And Kakarot is really fun, but it's like a solid C. It's really fun if you're a fan, because it's got so much fan service. But as far as like a game, it's like a solid mid-tier title.
I was thinking about I think what everybody's been wanting for a long time is like a Pokemon open world, like a real deal.
Well, I
like
mean,
almost like Legend of Zelda type Pokemon open world.
So it's not full open world, but the new game, Pokemon Arceus Legends, is like you don't play these games, but anybody that does, it's going to be, from what I understand, similar to like Xenoblade, where there's going to be massive zones, and you will explore through there and catch Pokemon and do quests, and then go back. I think they compared it to Monster Hunter, so it could be a little more Monster Hunter-esque, where you're going into like different areas and zones and exploring and catching Pokemon. But that is where the series is going right now. Like that is the actual next game. And Digimon already has that, by the way. Only I played the game.
You know what? It's funny that we only talked about it briefly, but Digimon is so good when it comes to variety in their games. Because you got the Digimon World Series, you had the Digimon Battle Spirits game on like the Game Boy Advance. It was like a Digimon fighting game. You got Cyber Sleuth, and hope whenever it comes out, we got Digimon Survive coming out, which is going to be a strategy game
with a really neat 2D art style.
Yeah, so Digimon is king of variety. Talking about an anime series with a lot of variety, Digimon's got it for real in spades. So good stuff, man. Good stuff.
I do want to throw out though with Digimon, I'm real salty that they keep mocking me with the new Digivice card reader thing. Like all of my ads on every website I go to, it's just like, hey, do you want to buy these? And I'm like, no, because you can't buy the actual fucking watch anywhere. So no, I don't want the reader, like the little cool case with Wizardmon to hold all my chips. No,
You had your chance to make Scott a fit boy with your Digimon launch campaign.
You had one shot.
I would have done it. I
Yeah,
would go
well,
for so many more walks if I was raising the Digimon. I'm a child like that.
Nah, see, like you gotta maybe like go hardcore mode where like if you want to have top Digimon, you gotta get your heart rate like above a certain threshold. You know, like
That's just
like,
me
the,
sitting
like,
here.
fat-
Like,
that like the fat burning zone for like fat loss where it's like you gotta be at like 150 beats per minute just to get like any to grind.
oh boy.
Like damn it, you gotta just start shadow boxing in your apartment constantly.
Anyway, do you guys have any closing thoughts? Last thing, like other questions you want to go over about video games? Because anime and video games has been a thing for a long time. Like I said, it's been around since like the late 70s or early 80s, since at least the Nintendo. There's been a billion of them. It's still going today. Like I said a million times. Like Demon Slayer is coming out at the end of the week. I mean, we have the new Mech Wars game comes out at the end of this month, which might be the first one I get. The new Super Robot Wars. I hope it's good because I've always wanted to play one of those. So anyway, lots of cool stuff.
Cool stuff. I mean, closing thoughts for me. Anime games are great, man. It's just another way for us to just be passionate about something, and like the medium of video games is gotten bigger just with alongside the anime industry. It's just it's just I feel like within the last few years, I feel like it's been taken more seriously, like with Dragon Ball Fighters and I mean even Kakarot. Kakarot is a beautiful looking game. Like the cutscenes still look great. See, shout out to CC2 because CC2 just bang all the good anime ones. Still waiting on a decent Black Clover game. There's only one, and it's like an online game.
It's a weird arena fighter. It's the same kind as that Naruto to Boruto Strikers game.
Yeah.
Which I do have to give a shout out. It was the first game we streamed that did well, and I cleaned house in that game because it's played by children who are bad. Fireball jutsu, bitches.
But that's it. No, anime games are great. They're fun.
I guess if I have any closing thoughts, it would be the same kind of reiterations that I make about TV shows, movies, and video games in general. I want less but better quality. I don't mind if I don't get my fix every week for a new Naruto game. I just want a really good one because then I can play it longer and enjoy it longer.
I'll make Aaron play some anime video games with me.
Good quality over quantity.
Remember,
is
Chad,
always what I care about.
If somehow I acquire a PlayStation 2, I will make Aaron come play Duels to the Roses with me.
Oh boy,
dude, full Let's Play. Me and Aaron.
I don't remember how to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Aaron doesn't use real Yu-Gi-Oh! Mechanics. It's fake bullshit video game Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you summon the creatures. You play it like Yu-Gi-Oh! But you summon the creatures and then you have to attack the person's like main general. And so you have to like move around the battlefield like a tactics game with the monsters you summon. Is dumb.
But are there trap cards?
I believe so, and I believe you have to put them on specific tiles on the field.
And that's all I care about, as long as at some point I can scream, "You activated my trap card."
Yep. I have Duels to the Roses, and I also have the Coliseum, like, monsters one.
If we do a Let's Play of that, I have to, for that entire, like, as a prep, I have to learn all about the history of the actual... like events so that I can make it an educational stream.
Read about the actual War of the Roses. Yes.
Yeah, that'll be my compromise, is that I have to give a lecture for the entire Battle of the Roses or War of the Roses.
Man. Well, all right, guys.
Can I get Aaron? Can I get Aaron a 3D Millennium Puzzle so he can just wear it during the stream?
Yes. Well, guys, this has been the Super Otaku Show. In case you didn't already know, we come at you every Sunday. You can find it wherever your favorite podcasts are served. We're also over on YouTube at Roman Bear Streams and here on twitch.tv/Roman Bear Streams. You can find Sharif over at ShootingStar Sheriff on YouTube.com. You can find TaylorMade Otaku, who is absent this week, over on TaylorMade Otaku at YouTube. And you can find Aaron over at Roman Bear Pro, our main channel, where we have a whole bunch of dope video essays and short films. But until next week, guys, we should be back next week with our fall, what we're looking forward to, and summer review, as long as we're all accounted for. And until next time, so long.